it's like, okay, I'm getting the music there. So I start having my own room, my own time. I start to write down ideas, listening to the song constantly.
Mhm.
And then just I have my microphone on the side and I just do it like instantly during the time I'm listening to the song. So I can get like more ideas into it. And we do a mini production in this time. So yeah, usually I just go for the effects that I would like to approach it.
Hey guys, it's Cam here from Echoes to the Pit for Headbangers Australia. Now, to start us off, some records aren't made to simply be consumed. They arrive and they linger with purpose. Unverkalt have always lingered in this haunting space between atmosphere and collapse, beauty and chaos. And with Héréditaire, their new album, they step headlong into the fire, delivering possibly their most exposed and heavy work to date. An album shaped by collective generational inheritance, memory, and the weight of things we can all carry without our choosing. Today, I am incredibly grateful to be joined by the powerhouse vocalist of Unverkalt, Dimitra, to talk about the descent behind Héréditaire, the evolution of her vocal performance on this record, and the band's well-deserved place within the world of Season of Mist. Welcome, Dimitra.
Hi, thank you so much for having us here today and having me. And it's really an honor, and I'm really, really happy to be here and to discuss everything that you have in the table. So, yes,
Awesome.
thank you.
And congratulations on the album. It's not quite out just yet, but it is phenomenal, and your first release is incredible. And congratulations on joining Season of Mist, of course. How exciting!
It's like a dream. I can't even, I sometimes I don't believe it, to be honest, because you are just listening to music that they were releasing so many years, and you are just constantly see what they do and the work that they created. So it's like incredible to be there. And also I want to thank the team because of course they helped us out all the way through so far, and they are doing such an incredible job. And yeah, I'm really, really, really happy. I can't even describe.
Amazing. Well, as we mentioned in the intro, Héréditaire, the new album, as an artwork, dives headfirst into some of life's most dark and challenging experiences. How does it feel to be sitting on the edge of setting this free into the world now?
Like when you create something related to like music, like arts in general, I think you feel kind of exposed in many ways. I feel incredible, of course, that we managed to really create something like that all together, because like it's really amazing to have a beautiful team that we are all working together on this project. And sometimes, of course, you feel fragile, you feel
Mhm.
exposed. Especially if you want to dive more into your personal fears, insecurities. So I think it's really, really great to just leave it out and express yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are getting their own interpretation of that, and this I can't look. I'm looking forward to experience from them, like what they think, like how they feel.
Amazing. And with the album revolving around the idea of inheritance in the sense of emotional, historical, and psychological inheritance that's sort of passed down through generations, often without our knowledge or consent as it comes through generationally. Was it emotionally uncomfortable or confronting throughout the writing and recording process of the album, or perhaps was it a bit of a release, perhaps as well?
I think it worked both ways. I think it was heavy as well on the recording process because you want to dive into topics that sometimes you don't know that they really are there in your mind, and then you just see your thinking through the songwriting and the whole process, and you realize things that you didn't realize before that you were thinking of. I think it's really nice process to go, and I felt kind of heavy, emotional. All of us felt, in our own way through the process of the recordings. And it was a really nice journey to dive more deep into themes like that, because I always, enjoy um, give a form of release through the music. I always love to go deeper, and sometimes it can be harder, but then you have catharsis, you have like a form of like like it
Yeah.
went out. And like, yeah, that was mainly the part that I follow from the previous records too, in the matter of lyrics, let's say.
Hmm. Absolutely. And was there perhaps a sense of sort of responsibility or weight to giving a voice to such a collective experience that is shared by a lot of people? Was there a sense of responsibility around, you know, the way that you were expressing these feelings?
Sometimes you just like afraid of being exposed, of sharing like more deeper emotions. But I think music is for that reason, to be as a haven for everyone to just go and express themselves and figure out what's happening inside of you, but also give a message on whatever you are thinking. And it's really nice because you feel connected also with the people that they might listen to and connect as well. I think it's a really beautiful journey. And this record, Héréditaire, which I pronounce it totally in English right now because I'm not
Yeah.
going the road of French right now. I would say these records dives more into fears, insecurities, traumas that we are carrying without even know, um, like influences that you are getting from your environments, from your family, like habits, traits that you have inside of you. They are coming out with your behavior or your
Mm,
way of thinking, and sometimes you're just like, why I feel like that, like why I feel this right now. Is it something
mhm.
that it's truly mine, or is it something that comes from external sources? So
Absolutely.
I like, what is your point? Like, how do you feel with this kind of topics? Like, how is it for you as well? Um, you know, like diving into this thinking sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's an incredible process of self-reflection to start to think about these things. And as you say, you may find yourself thinking or behaving in a way, and then to sort of have the opportunity to pause and say, okay, is this me? Is this my heart? I'll often say to my daughter, is this my heart speaking? Or is it or is it influenced and coming through, or like, where is this coming from? And I really, really enjoy the concepts that you guys have explored in this album. I think it's important, and it is a collective feeling, whether or not we are all aware of it. It's something I think a lot of people go through. So and as you say, um, it does give way to being quite vulnerable and exposed, but it's important and can be really releasing once you sort of realize these things and go, hey, I don't actually have to feel that way or think that way, or which is incredible. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And we mentioned very early on before we started recording about my terrible ability to pronounce the amazing first
Yes,
release.
welcome.
So I'll leave that word that for you. But the opening track and first release of the album, called,
The Auslosung.
this track seems to open the album in quite a at times restrained and gentle way, before the tracks, and even within this track, sort of seem to just depict this as sort of much more chaotic collapse throughout. What made this track the right threshold for the album? Was it important to sort of draw the listener in a more gentle way before sort of confronting them with the rest of the ideas and concepts?
It was like this song was a very good 0 point for the starting of the record. I think this is why we chose it as well to be among the releases that we would like to have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's also like so different because you can see also we have now Eli that is doing the vocals also to this record, and we are just collaborating through everything. Like you can hear the different approach that we went this time, and it's a big step because right now, okay, I do the vocals, but also we have Eli that is also giving his voice throughout the record, and also the lyrical aspect too as well.
Yeah.
So it was like a very nice collaboration that we had, and very natural.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Through the song. And yes, we go to this gentle, gentle, fragile, ethereal vocals, and then you have like the total opposite, chaotic, like more powerful start of the chorus that like you're like, oh, okay, what happened there? That Eli is doing, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
um so we just wanted to have this contrast, uh, through the songs, like the more sensitive side, but also the ultimate chaos that you can experience to the record. And yeah, it's a big step and different one, having
Mm-hmm.
like uh, you know like also a different approach on the vocals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was a big evolution than the previous records. A different approach, totally different approach.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, I've noticed sort of this is possibly um, sort of a more, it's kind of a milestone, I would say, for the band, where you sort of tend to completely interweave both the beautiful, clean, and then harsh vocals, rather than sort of following a sort of perhaps more structured approach between the two. Was there a moment or a shift for you vocally, or was it the collaboration during the process? Yeah, of the album that sort of led to that.
Mm, I would say it was like one of the first songs that we wrote as together as a team. So Eli stepped into this song as the first starting point
Amazing.
through the record, and then we start working on the rest of the album and the rest of the songs together. I say about Eli because it's really important to mention the two vocals, because it's a
Yeah.
totally different situation going on there. So yeah, we started with this one because this is actually really nice to say. This song meant to be for the second record, but then we kind of transform it and rework it so much, and then it led to this one right now. And it was a big thing to see like the total change, because the
Yeah.
previous record that we had was like a more alternative approach, and
Mm.
then have like this blast beats going on, and like you're like, okay, this is totally different direction, what is happening?
Yeah.
So it was very natural, and yeah, it was the starting point to
Yeah.
everything that went afterwards.
And how nice that that process with this track kind of almost follows the ideas and concepts of the album as a whole, of, stepping back and re-looking at it, reworking it, looking at different directions, and then, you know,
Yeah.
birthing this amazing track that it is, with those much more sort of black influences and the two vocals and the interweaving of calm and clean vocals and harsh. It is beautiful. It's quite cinematic, which you guys are quite known for, but it does follow this beautiful ebb and flow, which is amazing. So within the album, there can sometimes feel like a bit of a constant tension, as we have mentioned before. So the push and pull between calm and almost violence, and then restraint and collapse and chaos. When writing and recording, how do you personally, and if you'd like to, open it up to the other members of the band, not only how do you sense when to sort of hold back with your vocals or your performance, and then versus when you let it completely fracture and and go into that chaos? Do you find that these performances come from sitting sort of deeply within the lyrics and the concepts, or is it sort of more instinctive for you?
I think it can work both ways. Sometimes you have it in you, like it can come very natural in the recording process. Like usually what we do is like we have an idea. So Themis, let's say, is the basic composer of the band so far. So he creates the skeleton, let's, if we can describe it like that, of ideas, and then we just can go all together and just give our own part into it.
Mm-hmm.
um, Usually how I approach it is like, okay, I'm getting the music there, so I start having my own room, my own time. I start to write down ideas, listening to the song constantly,
Mm-hmm.
and then just I have my microphone on the side, and I just do it like instantly during the time I'm listening to the song, so I can get like more ideas into it. And we do a mini production in this time. So yeah, usually I just go for the effects that I would like to approach it.
Mm.
uh, then of course I give some space that I feel that it will be amazing to have the vocals of Eli there. So then of course Eli can go ahead and bring his own ideas and work on the track. But it's kind of fluid, I would say. Like
Yeah.
we're open on this aspect, and we explore it all the way. Yeah, I would say.
Awesome. No, that's wonderful. And it really sort of, like you say, allowing space for collaboration as well as, having your own is incredibly important. And it certainly um, is reflected in the album and what you have produced, which is beautiful. And speaking of collaboration, so the Deceit, another track on the album, you've brought on board the legendary Sarkis for writing
Yeah.
Christ, of course, into
Wow.
the world of Héréditaire. That's an incredible collaboration. How did that come about to start with?
That was it's crazy because I was listening as a teenager to Road in Christ, and I got so excited when we really could collaborate with Sakis. So Sakis knows Themis, which so they know each other and they knew from before each other. So the communication started like that, like, okay, do you want to check out the song and come and do some vocals here? So it was really an honor to have this person doing the vocals. And the whole style that he has is insane, and putting it into our record is huge honor. Also, I would like to mention Yossi is our bassist,
Yeah.
and so with Yossi, most of the time we were just sitting down, me and Yossi, and just having ideas of the lyrics, the titles of the lyrics, and how we want to approach the whole concept, and how we want to, write all the titles as we want them to be.
Yeah.
And it's very important because he did a lot of the lyrics in this specific song for Sakis. So the whole chorus part and a lot of parts in the song are his lyrical approach. So it's really cool to mention this as well because it was also a collaborative process there.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds, incredibly collaborative for obviously everyone in the band stepping into sort of different areas and roles as well, which is amazing and really leads way to so much growth, which is really cool. And with Sarkis, do you feel that the I guess gravity of his wisdom and presence lead you to sort of draw more out of yourself vocally, or to explore different textures again, or anything like that with having his influence and presence?
I think, of course, I got a lot of influence when I heard also his part, because it was like, he has a very specific approach on his style, and it's so beautiful because it's so recognizable.
Yeah.
So every time you hear him, you know it's Sakis, and his style has like a very heavy presence, like very bold presence. So when
Mm.
I heard him, I was like, whoa, I would love to explore more
Yeah.
into the song and go even more further with the effects that I'm gonna use, like the production that I'm gonna make
Mm.
for the vocals specifically. So yeah, totally. And I added also Greek lyrics because I felt we are both from Greece, and like there are some parts that we are using the Greek language there, and I felt that okay, I'm gonna do it because we share like the same things, like we grew up in the same place, and it felt like back to the roots in a way.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
how
so
nice.
totally I got influenced by him. He's like an incredible artist for sure.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love the little sort of little sprinkles throughout, like you say, using the language that connected the two of you, in your past, from where you grew up and things is yeah, really lovely little like it's little sprinkles over the top of it, little surprises. And of course, another exciting collaboration we mentioned earlier is, of course, that this is Unverkalt's first release with Season of Mist, which is very exciting. How did that partnership come about? Is it something that a goal that you guys have had? I mean, Season of Mist are incredible, as you've mentioned. But yeah, how did that partnership come about for you guys?
It was, I mean, look, I couldn't believe it because it's like I told you, it's like a dream.
Mm.
Because we were watching it all these years. Of course, we applied also for the previous record. Like we submitted our material back then, but it didn't went more. Like it didn't went forward.
Yep.
So yeah, we were just fixing this record, like we were creating the whole material, and then we had some demos, and yeah, I decided to text Michael, and I was like, okay, if you want to check out, it would be awesome. In any case, yeah, just look and let us know. So it was incredible that he showed it to the team. So I'm really grateful, really for everything.
Yeah.
Of course, also having Sakis in the record is a big, big honor, and of course, it's like a huge thing. And I think also it was something that was mattered into this record, but also the direction of the record
Yeah.
itself, because like before we had like this alternative direction, also post metal in the past. I don't want to label it actually, because
Hmm.
we were kind of fluid and experimental,
Yeah.
but I think this record found its place there, and I'm really grateful for all the people that believed in this material, really.
Absolutely. And well deserved, well deserved. It's a really exciting time for the band, you know, and with your collaboration and alignment with Season of Mist. It's very exciting. Of course, we've mentioned that it carries a lot of emotional density and weight within this album. How do you feel that that will translate into a live setting? Because you're also in February about to head off and do some co-headlining shows and things like that, not long around the same time as the release. So, yeah, how would you feel it translates in a live setting as a shared experience with a live audience?
I can't wait to experience that, because when you have the audience down, you can see immediately how they feel, the emotion that you bring. I think it's the most beautiful part of the journey. Of course, it's beautiful to create the music and record it, and this whole journey is a different thing, and I love it. But also bring it to the people and start having a connection that it's immediate. It's the best win of the whole thing. I would just say we need to do as many shows as possible this year, and spread the word and spread the music. And I'm looking forward to see how people will react to it. Of course, it's gonna be heavy, and of course, we're gonna be like very, in the mood of a heavy situation.
Yeah, yeah,
um, and yeah, I would like to think about it as I told you before, as you come, you feel the burden, and then you feel the release. And this is what I want to also do on the live setting with the guys. And yeah, I mean, it will be pretty different. And we have also Yoshi doing vocals too on the live shows and in
oh,
live. It will be like a blend of beautiful layers that I can't
yeah,
wait to explore.
yeah. That sounds really, really exciting. And look, and as we've sort of touched on a little bit, looking back on the evolution of, I guess, not only yourself as an artist, but also the band as a whole. Um, Up until this point, how would you describe it in maybe only a word or two, which is a big one? It would be a tricky one to
Oh my
do.
god. Mm, it's yeah, it's hard.
It is
Uh,
hard.
I would say for this specific record, I would say ghosts
Hmm.
for this specific concept. Yes, I will just
Yeah.
stick there, and yeah, you can figure this
Yeah,
more in the
interpret it
different
how.
direction. Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that one. Well, Demetria, thank you so much for chatting with us today. I've truly enjoyed hearing more about the concepts and the ideas behind this incredible new album. Of course, Héréditaire is set to drop on February 27th through
Yes.
Season of Mist. So absolutely get ready. Get on and pre-save, of course, through all the streaming services and your website, of course. Is there anything else you would like to add before we wrap up?
I'm looking forward to know what you guys think, and thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited, and lots of greetings to Australia, right? So a
Yes.
lot of kisses and greetings to Australia. Hope to visit soon, and
Yeah.
thank you for having me, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you so, so much. It's been an absolute honor.